You know I'm a prince in this. I'm not a daddy soon daddy. I have a jello heart. Finally, I'm making a video on Spider-Noir. I know I'm very late to the party, but yeah, I finally watched it. The reason I'm so late is because I was watching The Boys, because I want to make a video on the whole Boys series. Right now I'm in season 4, if anyone's interested. There's after that is Gen V season 2 and the finale of The Boys. So I finally watched Spider-Noir, the Johnny Cage one. If I have to give my overall review of the show is very fucking good. I would even go as far as to say this was probably my most favorite live action Spider-Man piece of media. I think I like it more than all other 3 Spider-Man movies. Maybe Brand New Day will change that because Brand New Day is looking very promising. It looks like a very good Spider-Man movie. Till then, this Spider-Noir is my favorite live action piece of media. I love very much the detective 1930 vibes they have going on in the show. Nicolas Cage does a very good job of playing this kind of depressed Spider-Man who's lost all kind of hope. There were some characters I didn't like, but I'm going to talk about that in the character section. My biggest problem is they should have been a weekly release instead of batch releases. Like Netflix and Amazon need to realize, like, no one likes batch release. When the shows are weekly, there's so much motion. The people talk about the new episode every week. Oh, you watched this week's episode, it was so cool. If I have to give an example, spoiler alert, this is the only warning you will get. Yeah, in season 3, the guy Silvermane, he shoots someone and we don't know who the fuck he shot. And that would have been so cool if it was weekly, because then people would be debating the whole week, like, who the fuck did he shot? But yeah, the first I'm going to talk about the main guy, Spider-Noir. Then I'm going to talk about the other characters. Then I'm going to talk about the overall plot. First, we have obviously Johnny Cage. He's playing the role of Peter Parker, aka Ben Reilly. And the reason I called him Peter Parker because I'm 100% sure he's Peter Parker. Even though in the show they call him Ben Reilly, the Spider-Noir in the comics has always been Peter Parker. Ben Reilly in the comics is actually Scarlet Spider. He's actually Peter Parker clone, and he's Scarlet Spider. I don't know if you know about Scarlet Spider. Maybe if you have watched the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. I know a lot of people hated that show, but I loved it. I think that was my first experience with the multiple versions of Spider-Man. Like, introduced me to a whole new Spider world where there are more Spider-Man except for Peter Parker. But yeah, that's where I know Ben Reilly, aka Scarlet Spider, from. I haven't really read much comics about it. Coming to the main show, Spider-Noir, the reason I know Ben is actually Peter Parker is because in the 6th episode they mentioned his name change. The other guy who had the mutation, Ogden, whatever his name was, the old guy who was actually like very young, but the mutations made him very old. He says that I would have traced you very easily if you didn't change your name. He says that to the Ben. So that means Ben canonically changed his name, and we know because the military knew about him and his powers, so he needed to escape military. That's why he changed his name. I'm 100% sure before he changed his name to Ben Reilly, he was 100% Peter Parker. The reason they don't call him Peter Parker in the show is because there's a real life contract which doesn't allow Peter Parker to drink and smoke on the big screen. Like, he's not allowed to do any of that. But they wanted a character for their show who will drink and smoke. That's why they did the whole adding the plot line of, oh, Peter Parker actually changed his name to Ben Reilly. Again, they never canonically say his name was Peter Parker. It could be fucking Franklin for all we know, but come on. Spider-Noir has always been Peter Parker. I'm 100% sure before name change his name was Peter Parker. But yeah, Nicolas Cage, who plays the role of Peter Parker, aka Ben Reilly, aka Spider-Noir, the Spider, his performance was very fucking good. He plays like very good. Like, he's funny, even though he's playing the role of a depressed Spider-Man who has lost the love of his life, Ruby. He's not even the Spider anymore. He has gave up on his Spider-Man life. He doesn't even want to help people. He doesn't go around saving people. So he's depressed. He's like beyond depressed. He has zero will to help anyone. But you know, he has those funny moments where he's like, where he's funny. His dialogues are very fucking good. His chemistry with the Black Cat. Yes, Black Cat is in the show. Felicia Hardy. They call her Cat Hardy in the show, but anyone with like half the knowledge of Spider-Man know Cat Hardy, aka Black Cat's whose real name is Felicia Hardy. So it was obvious. But yeah, Ben's chemistry with Felicia Hardy is like really good. The way they have answers to each other questions so quickly, it was really good. Overall, like, his performance as Ben Reilly and the Spider is very good. Like, I don't think I really have a complaint with him. Like, there were other characters, like I said, Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, aka they call her Cat Hardy. There's Flint, aka Sandman. There is Tombstone. I forgot what was Tombstone's real name, but yeah, Tombstone is also in the show. And then there is Electro. At first, when they introduced like all these 3, I was like, are they gonna make the Sinister 6? But no, they're just the Sinister 3. But yeah, Black Cat was good. Tombstone was actually very good. Tombstone was definitely the best villain. Like, his story and everything he did, it was good, and I'm happy he got a happy ending. Flint was also pretty good. Like, the Sandman, he was pretty annoying at the end. Like, why the fuck are you fighting Spider-Man? You want to live a normal life. Like, help him. Like, this guy is teaming up with Electro to fight Ben at the end of the series. Like, you want to live a normal life with Black Cat. Help him. Flint was a little bit annoying, but Electro was the worst character. Electro was the worst character. I just didn't like Electro at all. He was so fucking annoying. He's just this guy. Like I've never been a fan of Electro, Scorpion, and Vulture. These are like my three least favorite Spider-Man villain. I don't like them at all. But yeah, Electro in the Spider-Noir show, very bad. I didn't like his character at all. He's just annoying. He doesn't even have anything. Like at least Sandman and Tombstone, they have their emotional stories. They don't wanna be the villain, you know. Tombstone, he hates being villain. He's very happy when they get rid of his power and he becomes normal. He's like, yay, I can now live with my mom. And he goes to Canada to live with his mom and all that. And Flint, same. He wants to be with the Black Cat. Also, Sandman and Black Cat, I think that's the first time I've saw their romance. But yeah, Sandman, he just wants to get with his girl. He doesn't also want to be the super villain. The only reason they are villain because they think they're gonna die soon, so might as well live their short life in luxury, but they don't want to be the villain. But this guy Electro, he's just annoying. I don't know why he's so much cocky for. He literally loses to Spider-Man in his first fight, but he's still so cocky, acts like he's superior to everyone. I just don't like his whole character at all. His dialogues were a little bit fun here and there, but like overall I didn't enjoy Electro character. But again, like I said, I've never been an Electro fan, so the characters I enjoyed are obviously main character Ben Robbie Robertson, I think that's his name, the reporter guy, Black Cat, Flint, Tombstone. These were the main characters I enjoyed. Robbie was actually pretty fucking good. I didn't mention him so far, but he was actually a good Spider-Man sidekick kind of character. You know, like every Spider-Man needs their sidekick. Like he was a good sidekick character. Robbie, he was pretty fucking good. Black Cat was also pretty good. I feel like I overall liked her character, even though I didn't understand why it had to be Black Cat. It could have been just anyone else. She's not really Black Cat. She's just Felicia Hardy. The Felicia Hardy we see in this show, she's nothing like Black Cat. She's not a thief. She's not a sharp, teasing, smart thinking, seductress type of character. Like she just have nothing common with the actual Black Cat. I guess they just put her in for comic fans to point out, whoa, that's Felicia Hardy, that's Black Cat, because it could have been just any other female character. But it's not like it makes things bad. Like I don't really have any problem with this. I thought by the end of the season she would actually become a thief and like Black Cat or some shit. I thought maybe Flint will die and she would go to the life of crime, become thief or some shit. But yeah, overall the characters were enjoyable. There was some bad stuff here and there, but overall characters were enjoyable. Now let's talk about the actual plot of the show. So basically the overall plot of the show is that there's superpower people showing up except for the Spider-Man. All of them have the same origin, which is a war in France where they were caught by the Germans and done experiments on. We see Addison, a guy who can lit himself on fire in episode 1. We see Flint, aka Sandman. We see Tombstone. The way Spider-Noir Ben, he gets his power is also different because he gets bit by fucking human spider. He doesn't get bit by radioactive spider. His powers are actually interesting. He's not like he's just Spider-Man. He actually has like spider behavior in him. He actually gets the behavior of a spider. Maybe because again it does take place in 1900s, so the spider powers, they're not as advanced as the future versions of Spider-Man. But yeah, Ben, he starts acting like a spider. He literally says that he had to learn acting to act like a human because his body tells him to act like a fucking spider. He has to fucking watch movies and learn how to act like a proper human being. But yeah, coming back to the main plot, you know, these all people, they're getting their powers, and then like there's this whole rivalry going on between Silvermane, the kingpin mafia boss, versus the mayor of the New York. Silvermane, he gets like these superpowered minion under himself, and you know, Ben, he doesn't really have any motivation to save these people. Like he doesn't really care about them because like I said, he's depressed, but he gets kidnapped by the doctor and her son. They do an experiment on him. They make an antidote for how to cure these people, and then he gets like a whole motivation speech from Robbie, who's like, you know, you're a fucking hero, help these people, man. And he was like, sure bro, I guess. And he does help Tombstone and Sandman, but Electro, like I said, he was a piece of shit, so he had to be fucking die. But yeah, this Spider-Man kills. What I enjoy most about this show is this whole detective kind of plot line. When they're like in the early episode, they're trying to figure out why the fuck are these people getting superpower, where they're coming from. Oh wow, they all are from same war. And then things slowly gets revealed, and then we learn how they're getting power and everything. Like the whole mystery and detective kind of plot line, that was like my favorite part. Like it suits Spider-Noir more. Like I also liked how they showed out the racism. Like that's something this is something I really love in the show, when they actually point out the real life problems with these times. Like last year we had It Welcome to Derry, and that also showed us like the racism people had to face in the 1950s. This show also captured that. Like literally we see in a scene where these all white policemen, they come running in a black people area, and then they start beating up. They're like, we're clearing this camp, get the fuck out. And they start beating everyone. And Robbie, who's himself a dark-skinned person, he takes picture and he's trying to post the story of how brutal policemen are to the dark-skinned people. But the Daily Bugle is also run by racists, so they manipulate the whole story, and they're like, oh no, the innocent policemen, they were attacked by the monsters. Even though the monster, that was actually Tombstone trying to defend his people. The way they're actually focusing on racism them, it's not in your face all the time. Like, it's subtle, like you can see it in the background. Like, there's a scene where Robbie, he's traveling in the train, and if you actually pay attention, everyone in the train is dark skinned, because, well, that's how it was in the back in the day. I really love when these kinds of show which take place back in 30s and 50s, when they actively point out the problem with these time. Like, it wasn't all fairy tales, it wasn't Spider-Man and Pennywise and all that. Like, there were actual real problem with these times. I also like the cinematography of the show. Like, there are some fuck ups here and there. Like, there's a scene where Black Cat, she decides to do the whole Lois Lane kind of thing, you know, when Lois jumps off the building to prove Clark Kent is Superman. Black Cat does the same. She jumps out Ben's window to prove that he's the spider, and you know, he catches her. That scene is actually pretty goofy because she's just falling and she's just like still, and she's just like falling in slow motion. I don't know if that scene was intentional. They wanted to give us the old school TV. It wasn't a bad scene. It was just a pretty goofy looking scene. I actually enjoyed it. It could have been they just want to give us old school TV vibe. The fighting scenes are pretty goofy. Now, I don't know if actually it was Nicolas Cage in the suit or if it was a stuntman. I would guess it's a stuntman because Nicolas Cage is old, you know. I'm pretty sure it's a stuntman and Nicolas Cage is doing the voice over it, but the voiceover is so goofy. He's like, oh, here, take this, come here. He's like doing in the most emotionless voice. It's kind of funny, but the final fighting scenes were pretty fucking good. Fighting scenes are not bad. It's just that the Nicolas Cage voiceover over all of them, it was just like kind of goofy. But the fighting scenes are pretty good. But as I was saying, the cinematography, some scenes are like actually really good shot. Like, it's like there's a scene where Black Cat and Ben Reilly, they're like talking to each other, but like it's done in such a way that we can see Ben's image and the mirror, and it's like their faces are very close while they're talking. And there were a lot of cool scenes, like when Ben sneaks inside Silvermane house to steal money for Addison Widow. You know, he's in the dark, he turns on his goggles eyes, he hears something, he turns off the goggles, and when he turns on the goggle, he's on the ceiling. I like how they did that. Like, overall, the show is a very solid, maybe an 8 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed it. Even though I did point out some goofy things here and there, I overall enjoy the show very fucking much. The show was very good. If you haven't watched it, again, you have to watch it. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the new spider-noir show. Next video is most likely gonna be on The Boys. I still have to watch like 3 fucking seasons. Season 4, Gen V, Season 2, and Season 5. There's so many seasons. Well, till then, see ya.